Hello, welcome to the Amy Noel YouTube channel for parents of kids with dyslexia. Today I'm going to show you my son Michael's IEP meeting. I want to show you this so you can have ideas for what you can do and to record my journey towards getting a free appropriate public education for my kids, a better intervention for them for dyslexia without hiring an advocate or filing due process. This is kind of an experiment I'm doing just to see how far I can go and how much I can do on my own. I'm not really on my own because I have a lot of support from other parents of kids with dyslexia through Facebook support groups, the International Dyslexia Association, and Decoding Dyslexia. And my friend Hillary Laxon came with me again to this IEP meeting. She gives me lots of good advice, and I would totally recommend going to her Dyslexia Live Facebook page. I would recommend hiring an advocate if you can. I'm on a low income, and I know a lot of other people in my district are on a low income. Just to give you some background, my son Michael is going into 6th grade. He'll be in middle school next year. Here are the clips from the IEP meeting. I would really like to jump into talking about the multisensory structured literacy program as part of his SAI. I was wondering about how many students are in the academic electives. They told me it varies from year to year, but that it's always smaller than the general education classes. I'm not trying to build a case against the district in this meeting. I really want to brainstorm and collaborate. What does the district have anything right now? Is it feasible for the district to use Michael's IEP funds and even my other two sons' IEP funds to purchase some kind of a multi-sensory structured literacy evidence-based, peer-reviewed program so that not just my kids, but other children with dyslexia or with reading disabilities can use those programs. They told me that for questions about funding and other logistics, it would be best to talk to the SELPA directors. There was a program specialist there representing the SELPA, but he couldn't really talk about funding. My main goal for him is to close the gap with his reading level. Right now, he's about 2 grade levels behind. I want him to close the gap. I want him to get up to grade level in reading. That big jump from 2.4 to 3.9, that was after I started coming into the classroom and working with him one-on-one a few times a week with a multisensory structured literacy program. When the kids are in school, I don't have time to work with them one-on-one after school. So the only way I could do it with Michael was to go into the classroom. But next year in junior high, I won't be able to do that. We talked about what the middle school is currently doing for reading support. I'm understanding that there is no specific program that Golden Valley has purchased for reading. They told me they don't have a purchased program for reading and that the special education class is primarily for supporting the children in their core classes as well as working on their IEP goals. I just have to say what's going through my mind right now is that many years my kids have had IEPs. Their goals are not usually met. They don't usually make progress. Like they make a little bit of progress, but normally it's like that goal was partially met and this goal was partially met. I'm not too concerned with him keeping up with the other coursework. I would rather him spend that time doing something at his level. What does the team think about purchasing a program for Michael? And is there staff that could, aside from Miss Olton, could another staff go in and support Michael or maybe a group of children with that program? They said I would need to talk to the special education directors about those questions, and then we talked about prior written notice. So are you saying a prior written notice isn't necessarily the district saying no, that y'all might come back and say yes? The program specialist from the district said that is possible. I think it would be good to add behind all those words, multisensory, blah, 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 reading program for dyslexics. That might be the key difference between Pearson and these other programs that work so well with kids with dyslexia, is that they are designed for children with dyslexia. This opened a discussion about the fact that dyslexia is not formally diagnosed in Michael's IEP and that the school psychologist has nowhere to check that or evaluate for that, the way California has it set up. I know some of the programs for dyslexia are also for auditory processing. Well, since he's not diagnosed with dyslexia, and maybe I could pay $2,000 to get him diagnosed, but I don't think I can. We're just going to say I'm requesting a program, an MSLE program for auditory processing. So that was Michael's IEP meeting. I think that it's a necessary step. It's not like a lot was accomplished in that meeting, but what did come from it was that I set up an appointment with the SELPA director to talk to her about the logistics of my request. We had that meeting this morning, and so I'm really excited to make a video about it and share it with you on Thursday. Another positive thing about the meeting is that this was a transition meeting for him from elementary school to middle school, so his middle school teachers that he's going to be with next year know what's going on with him. My friend Hillary went with me to this meeting, so I was not alone. We talked afterwards about how it was a bit frustrating, some of the answers that I was getting, and I feel like it's because they can't talk openly. I was completely bearing my soul and sharing all of my thoughts, but as employees of the district, they have to be really careful what they say because they don't want to lose their job, they don't want to make promises they can't keep or give misinformation. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you, and I would really appreciate hearing your advice and any suggestions that you have for me in this journey, and also share with me what you're doing in your school district. I would love to hear from you. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.